Today I am screen printing some tea towels for my mom, so I thought I'd take you along on the journey. Let's go. The first thing I did was make my stencils, and I just took my printed artwork and made some textile stencils with our purple film. So I made a Happy Valentine's Day one, and then just some artwork that I created, Welcome to Shirley's Kitchen and Seasoned with Love. So these are gonna be some Valentine's Day towels that I make for my mom. And this one I'm gonna do a layered one, so I'm gonna do 2 different colors. And these I'm just gonna do 1 color. So let's get started. So the first thing I'm gonna do is mix a pink screen printing ink. So I'm just taking my Speedball red and my Speedball white opaque fabric screen printing inks, and I'm gonna mix a pink. These screen printing inks are both available on our website in a pack of 6. So I'm just going to mix up a little bit here. And I don't have any spoons, so I just have to use these little spatulas to get some screen printing ink in here. This is silly. But anyways, whatever. So you can pretty much mix any color screen printing ink you want with the 6 colors, or even the 4-pack of colors that we have on our website. And if you follow Pigskin and Pigtails, Jennifer, she has some amazing Speedball color mixing guides if you want to do something a little more scientific than what I'm doing, which is going to be just eyeballing it. She actually has like mix guides for a whole bunch of different colors, different seasons, different like color stories. And I should have started with the white and then added the red, obviously, because now I'm gonna have to add a ton of white. Shoot. Whoa, calm down. But anyways, you can pretty much get any color you want. These opaque screen printing inks have kind of like a pearlescent look almost to them compared to the regular screen printing fabric inks. The primary colors that we have on our website, red, blue, yellow, those are more of a solid color, and these opaque ones have this like, I don't think you can really see it on camera, but it's, I don't know how to explain it other than just saying pearlescent. They almost have like a shimmer sort of to them. Not like a metallic shimmer or anything like that, but I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to be combining this with the red. I think I need more white still. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit. All right. Okay, that's a good enough Valentine's Day pink, I would say. Yeah, that looks good. All right, so I'm going to be using that pink on this gray towel. I think I got this gray towel from, did I get this from Home Goods? I can't really remember, but anyways, it's just like a normal tea towel kind of situation. And then this one that I'm gonna put the Happy Valentine's Day on with the hearts. I'm gonna do that one a red and pink combo. That one I got from IKEA, I believe. So I'll just go wash my hands. Okay. Every single time I screen print, I use a tacky mat, my black squeegee, my purple film, and screen printing ink. So all 4 of those items are available in our textile bundle. Our textile bundle comes with black screen printing ink. So I want to make sure that when this is folded in thirds, that is where I want the stencil centered. Maybe I'll put this, no, that's not gonna work. All right, so I just am kind of like eyeballing it here where I want it, marking it with my hands. And then I'm gonna put it on my tacky mat to hold it in place. And the tacky mat really makes a big difference when I screen print. I just find it completely necessary. So I always use one. It really holds the fabric in place and makes screen printing a heck of a lot easier for me. So now I'll just add my stencil. And Shirley is my mom. I'm making this as a Valentine's Day towel for my mom. She is absolutely obsessed with hearts. It's her favorite shape. So Valentine's Day is her favorite holiday. And when we were little, she always would make Valentine's Day really special. Like we would wake up to go to school and she would always have a gift for us, like just a little like cute shirt or, you know, cute little something, whatever it was, candy, whatever. She always had something for us on Valentine's Day and she just loves it. So I thought it would be fun to make her a little Valentine's Day gift, because her second passion in life after hearts and her family, of course, is cooking and baking. So anyways, okay, so I just applied my stencil and made sure it was on there good, and then I'm going to apply my ink, and then I'm using my squeegee to squeegee it across. And I like to do, depending on the color, 2 layers right away before I even lift up my stencil. Especially if it's a lighter color, like on darker fabric, like white on black, I always do this, but this pink is pretty light and I have never worked with this kind of fabric before, so I'm not sure how it's going to hold up to screen printing. Got a little close to the edge there. But what I always do when I screen print is then lift and look. So I'm going to lift slowly, and if there's any spots that look like they need more ink, I'll lay back my stencil right away before I peel it all the way off. But this looks fabulous. So that looks great. So I'm going to just go wash out my stencil. I always like to wash my stencil out right away. And then we will do the other side. That looks super cute. So I just washed out my stencil, and now I'm just going to put the back on so that I can reuse it. And you can either use this clear backing that it came on, or we do sell release sheets on our website, like backer sheets. If you lose your clear sheets, then you can use those silicone coated sheets. All right, so that side's done, and then after this dries, I will heat set it with the mini Cricut press that I use. But for now, it should be fine. I'll just be extra careful when I flip the towel around. All right. Trying to, when I put it on my tacky mat, I'm trying to get the weave like as straight as possible so that it's not distorted when I remove it, but that looks good. Okay, so now we're gonna do this side. So that side said, "Welcome to Shirley's Kitchen," and this side is going to say, "Seasoned with love," with a little heart thing. So I'm just trying to eyeball it to get it about the same distance from side to side as the other one is. And I just push it down to make sure. It doesn't really like feel that sticky, but it's enough to hold it to the fabric so that it's not moving around or buckling when I screen print or whatever. So I'm just gonna use the same pink color on this side. If you are, if you cut your stencil, you know, too close to your artwork and you're worried about it, you can always use painter's tape along the edges as well to kind of protect your fabric if you're worried about your ink going past your artwork or your stencil, and that works really good. If you would get some ink past your stencil, it is washable, before it's dry. So you just want to take a wet rag and kind of wash it off before it dries and cures. Ooh, that got really close to the edge there. And again, I'm just going to do the lift and look method where I lift slowly to make sure all my areas were covered before pulling off the stencil completely. And again, this one looks really good. Sweet. So I will just, again, wash my stencil and then we'll move on to the next towel. I'm always losing these backers, I swear. All right, and then that stencil, once it dries, it'll be reusable. Okay, so now that we have that towel screen printed, I'm just gonna set it off to the side and let it dry. All right, now let's do the Valentine's Day one. So just again, going to put this on my mat. And get it nice and flat. And I think I'm gonna measure the center of this one. So 17.5, so half of that is 8.75. So about right there. All right. So I think what I'm gonna do for this one is make the Happy Valentine's Day red and then the hearts pink. So let's see here, that's the middle right there. And that looks good. So I'm just rubbing down and making sure there's no bubbles in my fabric, no bubbles in my stencil. And then I'm just going to add my screen printing ink. And then I'm going to do the exact same method. So I'm just pulling my ink across and I'm making sure I'm getting my ink in all the mesh openings. And then I'm just removing the extra. I think I'm gonna do just 2 coats again right away for this one, just to make sure I get really good coverage. So I'm just adding another layer and going over everything again. Again, I've never worked with this fabric before, so I don't know exactly how it's going to soak up the ink, but should be okay. All right, so then when I'm done, I just make sure there's no squeegee lines anywhere in the artwork and that everything looks nice and even. And then again, I'm gonna do the lift and look method. And that looks great. So I'm gonna go wash my stencil and then dry this and add my second color. Okay, so when you're doing 2 colors, you want your first layer to be completely dry. So you can either wait for it to air dry overnight, or you can use a heat gun, hair dryer, whatever. If I'm doing more than one color, I don't like to remove my tacky mat because it can change the placement of your art depending on how close your stencils need to line up. So for these hearts, they're not exact. It wouldn't matter if they were a little bit off. If your artwork has to be like exactly, then I would definitely not remove it from the tacky mat because your fabric might stretch a little bit different, you know, when you lay it back down on your tacky mat, or you might not lay it down exactly the same or stretched exactly the same. So if I'm doing two colors, I like to just let it air dry on my tacky mat and then do the second color, because if you use a heat gun with a tacky mat, it can just warp the tacky mat. This is just plastic, it's not heat safe at all. So you don't want to be, you know, taking a heat gun to this while it's on the tacky mat. Maybe try something on really low heat, but for this one, I'm just going to let it air dry, and it basically just needs to be dry to the touch. So we're just gonna let this dry, and then we will come in with the second color. Now this is dry to the touch, and I'm gonna add my hearts in pink. So I am going to try to figure out where these are supposed to be first of all. Like that looks good. Yeah. Okay. So I'm just kind of eyeballing this. And that looks good. Rubbing that down and repeating the process. So now I'm just going to add my pink hearts. And that's it. It really is just that easy. Perfect. So the last step is heat setting. So I'm just going to let these both dry overnight, and then I'm going to use my Cricut Mini, and I will just heat set both of these. I just put my Cricut Mini on high, and I heat set each area for about 30 to 40 seconds. And then they will be ready to gift. As easy as that. I love it.